Welcome back to 8 Syndicate's Hit List, and we've got a special episode today where we'll talk about our Christmas memories and films that we love to watch at Christmas.
As always, I am Achyuth.
I'm Anubhav, and we're the 8 Syndicate. In our household, we celebrated Christmas a little bit, especially when we were kids. We'd get gifts, we'd sometimes have a tree. We believed in Santa Claus until I was like 4, and then I watched Aliens and I lost all hope for the world. But until then, yeah, like Christmas was pretty strong, and I have very nice memories of Christmas. We'd go for a lunch or something like that. But I needed to have my movie because I was an insufferable cinephile even at that age. So
Hmm.
the staples were Home Alone, or very notoriously Jingle All the Way, because
Yeah,
it was Arnold Schwarzenegger in Christmas.
yeah. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is Turbo Man. Like, my God, that movie was ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't think it's aged well at all, but the movie was the perfect Christmas movie for a kid because it's about a father trying very hard to find a superhero toy for his son,
Yes.
and then in process becoming the superhero himself. And it's Arnold.
Not just any kid. I think that movie is for like boys.
Yeah, it's for boys, and the kid is actually he's sort of an important kid in pop culture,
Jake Lloyd, who became Anakin Skywalker.
aka Darth Vader in the Phantom Menace. And yeah, so that film got a lot of play in my house, and there was because I was a horror kid from the beginning. There was of course Gremlins, and one of those childhood favorites still sort of goes on into my adulthood, and it's a film that I feel has aged pretty well. It's Tim Burton's Batman Returns. Now, Tim Burton is like a very Christmassy guy. Weirdly enough, like he did the designs and produced Nightmare Before Christmas. And I feel like even as Alice in Wonderland and Frankenweenie and a lot of his films have that sort of Christmas vibe. I always liked the idea of an Adams family. They're this weird family who are
Hmm.
really into God stuff and
Hmm.
have a twisted sense of humor. I feel like Tim Burton makes movies that the Adams family would watch at Christmas.
Hmm.
Batman Returns is one of those films. Firstly, it's a Batman movie,
Duh.
and it's got Michelle Pfeiffer. And thirdly, it's got fucking Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and it feels like an unhinged Tim Burton film. Like it's got a very twisted sense of humor. It's got gore in its own way. It's got this grossness to it that made it a perfect Christmas watch for my ass. Yeah, I even now I watch it. It's a very dark film, but it's festive. You have these lights and structures. See, the thing about Christmas is that I sort of identify with people who are lonely on Christmas because I have often been lonely on Christmas.
Me too.
Yeah, in the cold of Christmas, you are kind of just looking for warmth. I think it's the same with the Home Alone films. Like the Home Alone films are about being alone at Christmas. Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger is also feeling very isolated from his family and from his kid at Christmas. So yeah, who is a bigger loner than a pre-Robin Batman, and who is a bigger loner than this freak that is Danny DeVito's Penguin, who was sort of abandoned by his parents because of his deformity, and then he was raised by penguins, which is very Christmassy. It's practically like being raised by elves in the North Pole, if you get down to it.
Hmm.
It's about these three lonely people trying to sort of find connection through different means. Like the Penguin tries to do it through power, Catwoman through revenge, and Batman in trying to connect with Catwoman, who is the perfect mate for him and has always been. And I identify with all of these characters. I love the weirdness of it. I love the gothicness of it. I love the costume designs, especially of Catwoman, who's sort of got this latex outfit on, but since it's got like tears, she has badly sewn it all together. When I was a child, Tim Burton was like my guy. I felt very connected to him and I felt a comfort in his films. That continued with Batman Returns. And yeah, it's cozy for me. Like it's a weird, off-putting film in some ways. It's like a cozy receptacle to sit down and have with some this Batman Returns. It goes with a deep dark wine, I feel,
Hmm.
or like a nice dark chocolate Bailey's cocktail,
Hmm.
something of that sort.
Dark chocolate Bailey cocktail. I like that.
You need something tart for Tim Burton. So yeah, that's one of my Christmas movies. What are your memories of Christmas and all that? And what is like a movie that you associate with Christmas?
Don't have any memories about Christmas, to be honest, because my household wasn't exactly the kind for festivities and stuff. So it's not just Christmas. Most holidays, they're just like any other day. It's just that, okay, it's a holiday, so I don't have school, parents don't have office, and we're just home. But there's nothing done specifically for that day. So, that being said, while I do not have, very Christmassy memories of films, and while I don't really, really, really associate any film with Christmas in my life, there are a couple of films that instantly just go bling, like a light goes on when I think of the word Christmas, and it's these couple of films that instantly come to my mind. The first one and the most obvious one for me is this film called Love Actually. It's a British film.
It's a Richard Curtis film, right? I think.
It's a Richard Curtis film, yes. It's a film that follows multiple characters, like it's a hyperlink cinema type thing. But basically, you're following the lives of different people on the week and leading up to Christmas in London. There's this writer who's just separated from his wife, and he's played by Colin Firth. There's this old guy, a newly widowed guy, who's very friendly with his stepson. The old guy is played by Liam Neeson. Then there's this lady played by Laura Linney, who is always torn between trying to live for herself and being there to care for her mentally ill brother. And like there are many other characters, but it's quite quintessentially holiday. Everyone's wearing their thick coats and beanies, and it's snowing, and everyone's talking about gifts. There's the Christmas spirit, and there are Christmas carols.
It's a very cozy film, like as far as I can remember, even though like stuff happens in it that
It's
is
a very cozy film. It essentially tries to bottle up the feeling that Christmas represents to many people, which is coming together and huddling up in warmth from the cold and creating some joy. So it's all about the people. It's all about the people you love. So in a way, it's like you can't have the Christmas spirit without love. And I think that's what the whole movie is also trying to say. And it says so very beautifully. It's a comfort film for me. And I have watched it like 10, 15 times at least already. And I'll just pop it in every now and then. And maybe this Christmas I will do just that. And oh, I have to give a very, very special call out to Bill Nighy's character, the old rock star who's attempting a comeback by covering a Christmas song. So it goes something like, I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes.
like canonically a bad Christmas song, right? I think, but it becomes a hit.
Yeah, it's just some other song called Love is All Around Me, and they replace the word love with Christmas. So it becomes Christmas is all around me. And it ironically ends up becoming the number one in the charts. And
Yeah.
his character also does some funny interviews, like he's on a talk show with kids, and they ask him, hey, what is one advice you would want to give kids? And he's like, kids, don't do drugs.
No, I mean I haven't rewatched this film since watching it like 10 years ago or something, more than 10 years ago. But yeah, I remember like one bit where Ant and Dec are like these popular British anchors,
Yes.
and they host like Britain's Got Talent and all that. So they're in the film,
Mm.
and there's one moment where Bill Nye can't tell them apart, and he's like, "Thanks, Ant and or Dec."
Yes. And Tordek. I remember that too.
It's a good bit.
And his character's whole thing is about friendship with his manager. Oh, I loved it. I just loved it. I can talk a lot about each and every story, but
The
that's not.
manager is played by like someone we know or like just some guy.
I've seen him in many British films, but I don't know his name,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Great cast though, Laura Linney and Keira Knightley.
Yeah, it's an ensemble.
Pre-fame Keira Knightley, Bill Nye, Hugh Grant,
Hugh Grant, Chiwetel Ejiofor,
Colin Firth is there, Liam fucking Neeson.
yeah, Liam Neeson, and then we have Rowan Atkinson in a perfect cameo. Oh, I love his cameo.
So Richard Curtis was one of the writers of Mr. Bean and Blackadder.
Ah,
So that's where he cut his teeth. Coming to the present, there's a recently released film that has really caught my heart, and it's by a problematic director.
Mhm.
But I mean, I love the film. I really love the film. I love the central performance in it. I love the star making debut role that's in it. It has to be The Holdovers by Alexander Payne,
Mm.
which released in 2024 in the US and in 2025 in India and many other parts of the world. I like Alexander Payne. I
Before
haven't.
you talk any further about the film, I just want to ask you, why did you say that the director is a bit problematic? What is, I'm unaware of Alexander Payne and controversy.
So there was an accusation leveled against him of statutory rape by Rose McGowan, but it turned out that McGowan was off age while they were dating.
Okay.
So that's the main problematic bit, and apparently he's a bit of an asshole.
Hmm.
I mean, like his response to that was quite menschful.
It's strange because his films are also like nice and
Yeah, but I mean that's with like you look at David O. Russell, even his films are ultimately about positivity and like healing and all that, but he's a massive
yeah, but that man is a cunt.
fucking asshole in his real life. So I mean you can't say like that one's art reflects one's behavior.
Mm.
So it's you really can't say, but mainly this was the issue. But either way, he dated her when she was very young, and that's a problematic thing for him.
I see. Okay, back to the movie now.
So I've seen this a couple of times.
I've seen it twice, exactly twice.
I've seen it like I think around 3 or 4 times. I think 3 times I've seen it. I will be watching it again this Christmas if any plans fall apart.
Mm.
Again, this is a movie about lonely people sort of making a found family at Christmas time.
Yes.
You get the notion that these bonds are temporary bonds. The bonds last forever, but the closeness that they foster is only for Christmas time. Like
Mm.
you get that vibe. And
Mm.
for one of the characters, it definitely is because of what fate assails him. Holdovers is about this professor of history who during Christmas break has somehow, because of his unpopularity with everyone, has somehow landed the duty of sort of looking after the students who are not going home for Christmas break and just staying over in the boarding school.
Mm.
He has to look after them while everyone else breaks for Christmas. So these are already kids who either cannot travel to where their parents or are sort of abandoned by their parents at Christmas time. So either way, the situation is heartbreaking for them,
Mm.
and they have this kind of stuck up, assholish, sanctimonious professor who literally stinks and who's like a hard ass about studies, about keeping a schedule, and he has this Marcus Aurelius stoic personality and all that. One of the main students in his care is played by Dominic Sessa. So Paul Giamatti plays the character of Paul Hunnam.
Hmm. And what a performance that was.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite performances in the past couple of years. It's a performance where he gets to do a lot of things. He gets to play like holier than thou. He gets to play humbled. He gets to play righteous. Gets to like sort of soften his heart a little bit. So it's lovely, and the film is mainly about his relationship with a brilliant but troubled student called Angus Tully, who's played by Dominic Sessa.
Hmm.
So Dominic Sessa was a breakout in this role because he's like just a force of nature in every scene, and he's perfect. And rounding out the cast is of main players is Davine Joy Randolph, who is like the cafeteria manager, and she has just recently lost her son. So she's alone at Christmas and she's working in the school over the break. So yeah, it's a recipe for some like heavy emotional shit. So Joy Randolph won the Academy Award for this role, and I think she's earned it with this film. She's also like a warm presence, but her sadness makes her very toxic a little bit. Yeah, so the film is mainly about Angus and Paul's relationship, how he sort of breaks some of his own rules to, reach this kid halfway, and sort of as his empathy for this child grows and as his own stuck up nature softens just because of this child and the situations they are in during this lonely Christmas break. So yeah, I mean there are a lot of scenes that I love. I especially love the scene where they go to a Christmas party and Paul and Angus Tully have two different experiences. Divine Joy Randolph is also like sort of losing her mind because she's drunk. Paul's going there with the expectation of like a new relationship, and at a certain point in the party he realizes that that's not going to happen, and Giamatti just sells that face that he has, the face of utter crushing disappointment. I mean, even though he's a professor at this prestigious school, his life is a bit of a failure. I mean, this is a guy who went to Harvard and would have a much better life ahead of him if not for like one incident and his station, his class. It is a movie about failures of varying degrees. They find comfort in each other, they find change through each other, and it all occurs over Christmas time because nobody else is there. So it's these guys, they can connect without any barriers, without any obstruction from other people. Obstructions of class that are very evident in this school have also broken down because there is closeness between these disparate people from different strata of the school. It's a very cozy Christmas film, and it's about connection and it's about shared warmth. I feel it'll go well with some spiced whiskey, some spiced honeyed whiskey to take the edge off. That would be a perfect accompaniment for this film. And a cigar.
Spiced honey whiskey or like, spiced wine. Like they have this thing called glue wine over here in Germany that they drink.
The reason I said whiskey is because Paul Giamatti's character, he keeps on having whiskey throughout the film. It goes with the character. Yeah. So that was my little spiel on holdovers, which I recommend for anyone who's alone at Christmas this year and is feeling it. This film will embrace you like one of its characters.
Absolutely.
What's next on your list?
For me, there's one more film that is very, very quintessentially Christmas. That's also more recent than my previous film. This film is called Pride. Who directed it? Matthew Watches.
He did Matilda the musical, bro.
Yeah, he's done a lot in theater and Old Vic. So anyway, Pride is a film that I saw almost knowing nothing about it. It was the end of Mami that year. Mami is the Mumbai Film Festival.
Mami 2013 or something, 2014, I guess.
2014. 2014.
Yeah.
I was done with all my other films, and it was just the last evening. I didn't have any film picked for that slot, but I was like, okay, the fest is getting over. Let's just walk into something and cap it all off. And then I saw that there's this film with, again, Bill Nighy and all, Dominic West and Paddy Considine, Andrew Scott. It's got a huge ensemble cast. So I'm like, okay, let's go for it. And it has since become one of my all time favorite movies and all time comfort films. It's about a group of lesbians and gays. They call themselves LGSM, Lesbians and Gays Support the Minors. And it's about, as the group's name suggests, it's about them supporting the striking coal miners during Margaret Thatcher's
Hmm.
era. So it's about basically how these bunch of gay people, they realize that, hey, it's actually the same overarching power that be that's oppressing us and also these coal miners. So we have more in common than we thought, and we can stick together. So that's what starts the initiative, and slowly they become allies. And it's about how one group supports the other and vice versa. And
Yeah, it's about how two basically marginalized groups are supporting each other. It's like solidarity and inclusivity.
yeah, it's nice that you mentioned solidarity, because you know that the solidarity forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a minor song, right?
Then they funnily change it to every woman is a lesbian at heart.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
The film is very warm because a lot of it is also set in the miners' towns in Wales during the winter. It gets pretty cold, so there all these people are also getting cozy, and you get a very Christmas vibes. And then there's this one scene from the film where they're all in the miners' hall. It's like a pre-Christmas dinner or post-Christmas dinner, something. Everyone's gathered there. And one of the wives of the miner, she just stands up and starts singing a song. I'm not going to sing the whole song here, but it ends with, yes, it is bread we fight for, but we cry for roses too.
Hmm.
Yeah, our battles are very fundamental, but we do still take time to reflect on the loss of beauty, the loss of the other things that have to be superseded by the ultimate battle. I thought that is such a powerful thing, and till this day, that has been a line that has stayed with me. Every time you are in battle, you've got to remember that you should cry for the roses too.
Nice.
Basically, if it's Christmas, come together, stick together, keep each other warm, support each other. And that's what pride is.
There's power in unity.
There is power in unity. There's power in unions.
Yes. Yeah. No, this is a film I remember quite fondly, although I think it affected you more than it affected me back when I saw it. But I think it's a wonderful film. It's like a film about basically sort of going through the divisions that society has placed on us and just finding, solace in being human and being there for each other. I love the coda that it ends on. The little bit of, like how films have that after this, I like how biopics have about what happened to these characters after.
Like a final few lines concluding the proceedings.
Yeah, any other. See, if all my plans fall apart, Holdovers is gonna be my go-to film for this Christmas. So it's a comfy film, and I'll be watching it most probably. And Achyuth, what will you be? Will you be watching Pride or Love Actually?
I don't know, because I am spending this Christmas at the house of one of my friends here.
That's lovely.
I don't know if they'll be in the mood to watch something, but if I can, I will try and sneak in a screening of some Lord of the Rings film,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
because the friend's dad is a huge LOTR fan, and they've got a huge TV and a nice sound bar and everything. So
Let's go. Let's go.
let's see if this Christmas I can make it LOTR.
LOTR is like my Durga Puja film. I'd avoid Durga Puja and watch LOTR the whole day. So that was our little Christmas spiel. We wish you a Merry Christmas. and happy holidays.
Yes.
And this was the 8 Syndicate. If you want your movie mixtape, please click the link below.
With these few Christmas films, we hope that you have your own films to watch, to cuddle together with loved ones and spend that special day. We hope that you find a lot of love and comfort this Christmas and also a lot of good cinema as well. Until next time, happy holidays and take care.